Hi guys, it's Katie here again from Creativa, and today I'm going to put together the cover and spine in my December daily. So my December daily is made using a full set of SVG files, 16 pages, which will make 31 days of December if you use each page's the front of one page and the back of one page is a separate day, so day 1 and 2 on one page. Did I explain that very well? I feel like I made that far more difficult than it needed to be. So I've done all my pages and now I'm going to do my spine and my cover and spine. So these are the pieces in the SVG file that I'm going to use. So there's 2 SVG files to make the cover and spine. One is this set here and one is this set here. So let's just start with these strips. This strip here is just to help you if you're going to make the cover and spine like I have. It is this piece here, and it is the equivalent size of the edges of our pages where we're going to do our binding. So I've just cut this out and then I worked out where I wanted to put my holes to bind together my pages. So I've just included it without the holes in so that you can decide for yourself where you want to put your holes in depending on how you want to bind together your album. So that one's the one for the page. And then if you're doing the same thing as me, you'll need one also for the spine and the cover. So this one here correlates to the spine, and it is the width between these score lines. So once again I have just measured it up and I've made these holes exactly the same as these ones. Well, I did, but then I changed my holes, so I'm going to need to put some more holes in there. So I'll do that in a second. And then for the cover, there's a red piece underneath and I've cut that out of chipboard. I'll show you that. So that's this piece here. I've cut that one, the red bit underneath, out of chipboard. Now, I'm not really a fan of putting my chipboard in my Cricut, so I just cut out that piece out of cardstock, and then I just use it as a template. So I just draw around it and then cut around it because I'm just too lazy to be bothered about putting the chipboard on the mat and putting the masking tape down and moving all of the little star wheels, etc, etc, etc. By the time I've done all that, I could cut it out, so that's what I do, and then I've got that for next time if I want to use it for anything. So I just thought I'd mention that, but if you don't mind going through all of that, then go for it. So I've cut out 2 of those, and I've also cut out one of these mats that goes on top for each one. So that's that mat there. So that green piece I've cut out of my scrapbook paper, and the scrapbook paper that I'm using is this one here. It's available in my Etsy store if you want to use it, but of course you can make this whole album using any scrapbook paper you like. I just couldn't find anything that I liked in store at the time, so I just designed this one for myself. So and I've just printed that on 100 GSM copy weight paper. It's just a little bit thicker than normal copy weight paper. So yeah, that's available in my Etsy store, and these SVG files are also available in my Etsy store. So I've got enough here to make a front and a back. I've already made one, this one here. So I've covered this one, and then I've just put this mat on the back, and I've managed to get a bit of glue on there. Well done, Katie. Okay, and then I've got another one of those that I've printed out on A4 paper ready to make my other cover. And then this is the spine. So the spine has got some score lines on it. So you need to know how to attach those score lines to that piece before you cut it out. So I have done a video, or I will do a video, on how I upload these files to Cricut Design Space, attach the score lines to the pieces in case you haven't ever done that before. So that'll be in this December daily playlist if you need that one. I've cut out 2 of these spine pieces, and it's these 2 here. And although I haven't done any distressing all any way through my album, I did decide that I wanted to distress this because I love it when it looks kind of old. So I've distressed both of these down those score lines, and I've also stitched around the edge because it's just a thing that I love to do. I think it really finishes it off. So I've got 2 of those. So we can make our cover, and here's all my pages all completed. And I haven't embellished and I haven't put any inserts in. So these are just raw, I guess, empty, blank pages, but they're all ready to go in my album. So let's just pop that over there. And let's do this cover. So I just need to do one more of these, cover up one more of those. So I've got my piece of chipboard here, and I'm just going to cover this on using this piece of paper. Haven't decided how I'm going to decorate my cover yet, so I did find it a bit difficult to decide what I was going to, which paper I was going to cover it with. But I guess I'll work with what I've got. Wasn't sure if I should do something really bright and bold or something a little more muted. So many decisions. Anyway, I'm just putting some glue on this this bit of chipboard. And then I'm just going to glue this onto my piece of paper here, about like that, and bring it over a little bit. That seems like it will be fine. And give that a little press here. Make sure it's firmly attached. And then I'm just going to cut out those little corners as you do. I'm going to trim a little bit off here because it's a little bit long. And I'm just going to trim that little corner out. Just like you covered school books, you know, when you were a kid, when you had kids. I haven't had to cover a school book for a while now. And then I'm going to put some glue down here and on here. Whoops, try and keep it on the paper. Okay, and then I'm just going to use my bone folder to sort of bend that over. Whoops. And then just squash it on down. And give it a bit of a squish. And just grab my little rag here because otherwise I'm going to end up with glue all over my bone folder. And I've just got glue on there anyway. And then I'm just going to go all the way around and do that, so I might as well do the other long side. I can't wait to put all these pages in my album cover. They don't really feel like it's getting there. Close it up. This project has been quite a labour of love because I've just designed so many SVG files to go in it, so that we have lots of different fun pages. So it's actually so far probably taken me about 6 weeks to put it all together and get it ready to go. So this is fun, seeing it come to fruition. Okay, and then this one. And I'm just going to fold that one over. Fold that one over like so. Make sure that's attached, and then I just like to run my bone folder along these edges and get a nice sharp crease. and down here. Okay, and then looks good. I really love damask designs. And then I'm just going to put this matte over the top of this edge here so we don't have to look at those raw edges. So you don't have to make this cover at all. You could put the pages individually into a scrapbook album, and or you could use album rings and hold all your pages together with album rings. It's completely up to you. This is just another option. Didn't get enough glue under there, so I'm just going to lift it up with my little weeding tool and run a bit more glue along this edge. I often don't do that because I'm really worried about it squishing out the side. There we go. Fabulous. Okay, now let's move on to the spine. So we have these two spine pieces and we are going to glue them together. So I'm going to do this way because I've done stitching on here. I've got a little knot on this side and a little knot on this side. I'm going to keep those together and they will go at the back. So what I'm going to do is, using my other glue here, I'm going to put glue in between this far score line and this far score line. So I'm going to make sure that I get plenty of glue along these edges here where I've got that stitching. And then I'm just going to run some glue all the way down here, along the bottom, and back up the side. And then I'm just going to glue all of these pieces together. I'm going to put glue all the way through here, is what I mean. Like so. And then I'm just going to put this one on top, like so, and line it up. Make sure I'm happy with that, and then press it really firmly to make sure that they're stuck together. I am going to get glue everywhere. And along here. And then I'm just going to make sure that it's all really firmly attached along here. So it's only glued from here to here, so these flaps on each side will open out like so. And the same with this one. Okay, so this is going to be my back, and then I just need to decide which one looks better. I think this is going to be my front, if you know what I mean. So if I use that one on here, I'm just going to put this in here and glue this cover into place like that. So I think we'll start with the back. Whoops. So I have done this type of cover a lot because I just love it. It's easy to do and it just looks a bit different, a bit effective, I think. And I sort of like the softish spine. You know, it's softer than if it had chipboard in it. And then I'm going to put glue all the way up here. And And then I'm just going to slide this into place, like so. Make sure it's the right way up, yes. So then that one's going to fold over like that. But let's just flip this over and make sure it's well attached. Wipe off some of that glue, Katie. Maybe give it a bit of a burnish, make sure that it's all firmly stuck down. Wipe off some more glue. Okay, so that is our front cover. And then we can attach it on this side as well. So let's do that. And then attach that one to that one. Make sure it's stuck down. Okay, now I can do the same with the back cover. So I'm going to open this up. I'm running out of space. Okay, I'm going to put some glue on here. Ooh. I'm so looking forward to putting all the pages in. Okay, and then I'm going to slide this in here. Make sure I've lined it up. It needs to come up a little bit there. Okay, flip it over. Wipe up the glue. Make sure it's attached. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same here. I'm going to cover this with glue. All the way down. Okay, and then just flip that one over, press it down. And that's it. So, just making sure it's really firmly attached. I'm going to just leave that to the side for a little bit to dry, but there you can see our cover. So I'll just pop that to the side. Now, what I forgot to do was finish doing my holes in my cover. So originally, in this little spine thing here, so originally I was going to have these far out holes, but then I decided to bring them in a little bit, and I haven't done that on this one. So I need to find a pencil, and I'm just going to line my center holes up with my page one. Make sure that it's centered all the way. And then I'm just going to draw that circle in there and in there. And then I made all my holes with my old-fashioned paper punch here, but you can also use a crocodile. This one's just nice and easy. So I've got a couple of holes there. They might not be exactly accurate. And then I'm going to just put a cross through these ones, because otherwise I might forget and use the wrong holes. So I'm just going to put a cross through those. Okay, so now I use this page one here to mark my pages. So let me just show you what I've done. So you remember when we made the pages, they had no holes in them, and that's because I wanted to give you as many options as you as you wanted for how to bind your pages together. But what I did was I've just lined up this strip on each page. So this is the exact same wideness as that binding strip. So I just lined it up and I just did exactly the same thing. So I just drew the circles and then I just came along and punched them with my punch, and I've done that for all of my pages. Now this page isn't a full length page, but you'll see with this one, this strip just fits in here perfectly along the side like that. And I've just gone ahead and put my holes in where they needed to go. So apparently I had not done a very good job with some of them, but anyway, we'll work it out. So this is the same length as your page and the same width as this strip here, so that you can just use that as a template to put your holes in. So we've got all our pages and we've got our cover. So let's fold up our cover. Okay. So the cover will actually fold up. Looks good. Now on the back here we're going to attach our pages to this far score line here, right? So I'm going to take this strip where I've just put my holes in and line it up like that, and then I'm going to place a mark for where I'm going to put my holes. Now I'm going to have a problem with that center hole because I can't reach it with my hole punch. In fact, I don't think I can reach it with any of my punches. So what am I going to do? I have got an old-fashioned hammer punch thing, so I'm just going to disappear and see if I can find that, because I didn't think about that. Although what I can do is I can just use my awl. I'll start by putting a hole in with my awl. And in fact, that might do the job. I'm not too bad, I'm not too unhappy with that. I'm just going to, let's just make sure this is the back, yes. Otherwise I'm putting the holes in the front section and I don't really want to do that. I'm going to put a hole in there and a hole in there. And then this one in here. Like so. I'll flip it over. And I think I might push those, I'm going to flatten that. And I'll push those holes back through that way if I can. Make them a bit neater. Don't know if I can do that. Like so. Now I might come along later and put some eyelets in there. I think that would be really fabulous. Actually, I'll go and see if I can find some eyelets and pop them in there now, and I'll be back in a flash. Okay, I'm back and I've just put 3 eyelets through here. So I just have this, you have to use it's pretty old fashioned, but it's good for when you can't use a crocodile. But I have these 2 little punches, and this one cuts a hole in here, so you just put it where you want to put the hole and you bash it with the hammer and it cuts the little hole in it. And then you put your eyelet through, and this one here, you just sit it on top and bash it with a hammer and it sets the eyelet. It's pretty rudimentary, but it's good when you can't get in there with a crocodile. It's a handy way to do it. So then I need to bring in all my pages. Woohoo! And I've got some ribbon here, lots of ribbon, and I've put it on this big needle here just to make it easier. And I am just going to thread it from the center hole through every single one of my pages, just like I would be doing some kind of three hole pamphlet. And I'm just going to pull it through every single page. This one needs to come up a bit. And then through these ones. Make sure I get every page. through that one, through that one, and that looks like the last one right there. That one there. And then we need to sort of pull them all together, which I'll sort out in a minute, and then I'm going to thread my ribbon through that eyelet and back up through the top one. Oops, get it tangled on the corner. Whack my light on the way through, and then I'm going to thread it all through all of these. So So then once I've pulled it through all of these holes, I'm going to bring it down and go right the way down the bottom here of these holes. And through the cover, and I'll fix up all of this ribbon, make sure that it's all sitting nicely, and then I'm going to bring it back through that center hole and then back up through the center hole of all the pages again. To loosen. It might be easier if I did it like this. And through there. And then I just need to make sure that they're all neat. And I'm going to trim off my ribbon, maybe about here. Oh, I missed the top page, people. I missed the top page. All right, I'll go back and fix that, but let me just show you. So because then all we need to do is just thread one ribbon through the other one and tie a little bow here, and it means that we can add more pages in anytime we like because we've got plenty of room. And that's all our pages stuck together except for my top page. Can't believe it. Anyway, and then our cover just closes up like that, and it's all bound together. So then we can just flip through all our pages. We can add more pages in if we need to. It'll sit quite flat. And I think it looks really cute. Look at that. So, of course, I haven't decorated any of these pages, done any embellishing yet. I've got my movie night, got my record, my spinning ornaments. Oh, I'm so happy with that. I've got all these pockets to fill. I've got my little flip pages here. What did I miss? My Polaroids, another big pocket, some stars, and another star page. Flips out. Love it. Some more pockets, and then my 2022 page with my shaker aspirations page. Mason jar. So see these pockets here? We used those in day 1 and also right back here at the end. But in the day 1 file, these pockets are available. So you could cut some of those pockets out and put them here. Or there was, I think it might have been day 2 or 3. Or you could use one of these bottom pockets. We had a corner pocket somewhere. Where was the corner pocket? I think it's on the recipe, back of the recipe page. On this day, we've got this corner pocket. You could put some corner pockets in here, or you could just leave it. But anyway, that is the cover. So it's got room to expand if it needs to, if you need to make it expand. Otherwise, it just sits like this. I'm pretty happy with that. Apart from forgetting this. Anyway, so thanks very much for joining me today while I made the cover for my December daily. Look how chunky it is. And I haven't even put any inserts in it yet. Oh, it's just the sort of base pages really. So I'm totally chuffed with that. Thank you very much for joining me today, guys. Once I finish this off, I'll do a flip through, and I hope you check it out once I've finished all my bits and pieces in here. And thank you very much for your time today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye for now. Bye.